Hello everybody and welcome to Amphlett Reviews, back with another Hong Kong content review, diving back into more Wong Jing director's kind of movie series. Now at this point very intentional. I've done two previous videos for the director with the Magic Crystal, which is absolutely magic in itself, and the absolutely brilliant Last Hero in China, which I have an absolute fantastic time watching that film. If you watch both my videos for them, they'll dive more into those kind of thoughts and opinions. And I picked up a third one on the sales, which was Hardboiled 2 The Last Blood, or just The Last Blood as it probably should have been called. I think this is more of a kind of a distribution, more of a marketing thing, trying to capitalize on the success of Hardboiled of John Woo, being the fact that the film is set within the hospital during both third act sequences in both films. Probably the only connection why, but apart from that, it has nothing to do with each other. This is the 88th film edition. Has a nice slipcase edition. Really like the artwork on this as well. Looks really nice. And there we go. Yep, you know the deal by now, guys. Nice slipcase, and you get the nice Blu-ray packaging, which I actually do prefer. There you go. And I believe you get alternative artwork. And there you go. And diving straight into this film, this was released in 1991. This was in between Magic Crystal and The Last Hero of China, which Last Hero of China was 1973, so it's been an in-between kind of period. And this film has a fantastic cast. You've got Aaron Sung as the comedic kind of psychic kind of character. You've got Alan Tam, if I'm saying his name correctly, which is our main leading character, our detective character. And you've got a lot of who's who of kind of, you know, Hong Kong actors and kind of cameos and villain characters that we all know and love. This film is pretty fucking awesome, and I want to get straight to it. This film was really surprising. Yet again, that's 3 for 3 that I've watched of Hong Kong movies by the same director. It's kind of relentless. The film is the best way to describe it. This film is non-stop. It gives you some excellent action sequences and just really kind of crazy, kind of out there kind of action stunts and fights and gunplay and explosions and car chase sequences and motorbike sequences. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack in this. The villains of this film are these kind of like Japanese kind of, you know, extremists that basically want to take out this kind of cultural leader, I believe, someone who is influenced, someone's got you know, power down to his status kind of thing, someone who is a humanitarian, I believe, who basically is on a flight with same flight with Andy Lau and his girlfriend. Essentially, they arrive at the airport and, you know, he gets shot or injured. So does Andy Lau's kind of girlfriend does, and they both have the same blood type. It's very rare kind of blood type, and essentially the detective characters are, you know, hot on the trail of the bad guys who basically are, you know, fearing they're basically going to come back and finish the job. So they set up security there with this kind of, you know, military kind of, you know, arms with, you know, soldiers coming in to kind of guard the hospital, and they are tasked to basically find 5 donors that potentially could save the life of either one. So it could be the hospital's choice. That could, you know, and Andy Lau's got his kind of personal kind of, you know, side of it, obviously with his girlfriend being kind of comatose, being shot, being injured, and obviously you got this kind of, you know, humanitarian leader who was also needing this transfer as well. So you've got the detectives, you've got Andy Lau, both doing their own thing, and they eventually come together as the film goes along. And what's impressive about the film is that the actual story and the way it's delivered, yet again, as mentioned in the other two, is really well told, and it allows for the action and the comedy and the drama and getting to know these characters happen organically, and it doesn't feel like it's forced or the film's on hold or anything. It's just kind of naturally going through the paces. So you've got a brilliant kind of introductions kind of sequence, and, you know, and the introduction is really fucking awesome. Absolutely, I absolutely love how brilliant Alan Tam, if I'm saying his name correctly, performs in this film. His character and his kind of ideas of just like swearing, he's got his glasses, and his, you know, his attitude, his demeanor is just really kind of on point, really on fire. And I don't know much about him. I think I have seen him in a few other movies, but in this one he is really stealing the show for me, and he's really having a lot of fun, and his character is really interesting. And same with his partner as well. His partner is someone who's quitting smoking, has this kind of, you know, cigar, kind of fake cigarette in his mouth, so there's a really good dynamic there. I like his sense of justice, those kind of two kind of cops, and how they can interact with Andy Lau's character, which is a kind of a street thief. And, you know, they have to kind of, you know, forcibly team up to basically try and find a donor, because the bad guys of the film are taking them out one by one. And they do it by hilarious, over the top, really silly means, but it's really, really fun. Explosions, again, fights, grenades, guns, all sorts of crazy, scenarios these films are going to come into. And it's a lot of goddamn fun. One of the things that surprises me about the film, it has some pretty goddamn good twists and some sort of surprising deaths as well. There's a few kind of points in the film I'm thinking, oh my god, they just did that, or they introduced that character just to end up being that way. And there's some genuine nice surprise in this film, which I do think needs to earn some credit, where a Hong Kong movie can make you look this way, and actually and looking back on it thinking, actually no, it's that twist just makes sense, that reveal is well earned. And I like how he goes from some comedy to the dark serious moments or the bloodshed moments. And as mentioned, it's all about your tone, it's all about how you pace this, it's about how you present this material. And you can have comedy, you can have action, you can have darker moments, you can have all of it, as long as it's well kind of constructed, well put together, and not forced. And the direction of the film, and all building up and all leading up to the grand finale, that is the hospital sequence, which all goes to hell. Everything gets blown up, glass everywhere, there's grenades, there's guns, all sorts of really kind of crazy stuff. Really fun, really fantastic kind of third act sequence, for sure. So there's not much more I can say apart from just go and buy it, guys. Go and support the film, go and check it out. If you're worried about like this film being some sort of weird kind of knockoff of Hard Boiled, I don't think it is. I think it's his own film, its own right. On Letterboxd and even on IMDb, I believe, it's actually called The Last Blood. It just happens to be slapped on a title called Hard Boiled 2. So don't let that title kind of sway you in any kind of way. If you want a really tight 90-minute fun ride bloodshed film that actually delivers on its type of action, actually delivers some variety. What are your thoughts and opinions? Please comment down below. In the meantime, guys, Amphlett Reviews. Signing out.